Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Baxter Student and Baxter Program webinar. Presenting for us this time is Zohrain Zafar, one of our BSAP finalists from George Brown College. Hi, Zizi, how are you?
Hi, good, thanks. Dan, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So just before we get started, I'd just like to let everyone know that if you have any questions during this presentation, just type them into the chat box or the Q&A box, which can both be found in your Zoom toolbar, and those questions will be answered after the presentation is finished. Okay, Zizi, if you'd like to go ahead and share your screen, you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
There we go.
So hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zohrain, or Zizi. Today's presentation is about Goway Travels, in particular the Arctic and Antarctica tours that they offer to the travelers. So a little bit about the company. Goway Travels actually was founded in 1970 by Bruce Hodge, an Aussie with love for adventure. So he had some experience working in Australia, and then he was in the UK working with an adventure tour group. So initially, as you can see in the background, it's a lovely tour bus. And the company started as a fun holiday for the under 30s and overland adventure tours throughout Africa and Asia. In the 80s and the 90s, the company expanded its offerings. And right now, it's the only North American travel company that fully owns its own office in Australia. So this is actually very helpful for Antarctic trips as they fly from New Zealand, and it's a source of great comfort for our travelers. When they go with us, they know that they have people on ground who have local knowledge. So today, the company Goway Travel has sales and reservations offices in Toronto, Vancouver, and Los Angeles. So it has all of the coasts covered. And since 2005, the focus has been on the world of adventure and designing personalized and customized itineraries. So for these trips, for the Arctic and the Antarctic, my theme would be to embrace the unknown. So who are Globetrotters? Bruce likes to call the people, who choose Goway as Globetrotters. They are certainly seeking a more authentic experience, not just a cookie cutter. They're looking to lessen the environmental and social impact of their travels. So in Antarctica, actually, there's a consortia of several companies and stakeholders that look at, how are our activities impacting the environment. And the Globetrotters are very conscientious in that way. They want to certainly increase their knowledge and appreciation of our wonderful world. And so, as I said, embrace the unknown is an ideal theme to put forward for them. They understand that luxury does not mean just, throwing more money and then you will have a luxurious experience. They understand that luxury actually means, in this day and age, true customization and personalization, which Goway can deliver. Goway, through its consultants, brings passion and creativity to truly deliver those experiences of a lifetime, and not just another tick off the bucket list. As I mentioned, my experience with the Lake Louise, we had, travelers, they would get off the bus, take a picture, get on the bus, and be on their way. So this trip is not like that. It's like truly immerse yourself in that experience. So the Goway Promise, what do we offer you? We don't say we're the biggest or anything like that, but we do offer personal commitment by a family-owned business that runs like a family. So, they're 300 specialist staff. I mean, it's a fair-sized company, not the smallest, but not the biggest. But They are expert in their regions and are long-time employees. So they have commitment to the company as well as the guests who come back to us time and again. So there's a wide range of tours and trips available for any type of traveler that you are, from fully independent traveling to escorted tours and adventure touring, because we realize that there are different types of tourists. I may like to have more, um, a more guided tour, more information, or I may be just a person who's on the other end of the spectrum. I just want to be left to my own devices. So whoever you are, Goway has a trip for you. And Goway has actually 10 standalone brands, which I did not know before. For example, Africa Experts, Asia by Goway, UK, Europe Specialists. These standalone brands allow the company to deliver even more personalized service and one-stop service. So, from door to door. Goway, as I mentioned, is a family-owned business. Bruce Hodge is a hands-on leader. He's still the president and chairman, so he's very involved. And our focus is not on advertising, but on satisfying the guests. So Goway focuses on one guest at a time. Each guest is a VIP. The focus is that they come back and also bring back friends and family, because travel is much more enjoyable when you share it with your loved ones. So the company believes that the only way to truly grow is to embrace change, and the company is continually seeking new and more efficient, innovative ways to deliver on that promise. So here we are, the Arctic region and the Antarctica. The Antarctica is closer to the South Pacific Ocean, as we can see in the map. The Arctic is more familiar to us, like directly north of us, as we can see Hudson Bay in the corner right there. Some fascinating facts about the Antarctic, the southernmost continent, twice the size of Australia. For those of us who've been to Australia, so vast, really huge, and 1.5 times larger than the US. So 98% of it is covered in ice, and it contains 70% of the world's fresh water. That is truly amazing. And to our Globetrotters who are, invested in sustainability, who, like the fact that it is a sustainable and we focus on the environment, these type of facts, they actually care about these things. So the Antarctica is a mixture of ice shelves, as you can see in the background there, and that is snow, ice, water, and rock. So it's not land, actually, it's snow, ice, water, and rock. The highest point is almost 5,000 meters, and Mount Erebus is the most famous volcanic mountain. So there's a lot of variety in the landscape, although it's mostly ice, but still you can find a variety there. We can only access it between November and March, and it has 24 hours of daylight. So that is something very interesting about that. So no people live there. No country owns Antarctica, but the true locals are penguins, orcas, blue and mink whales, fur seals, and the wandering albatross. So we'll see some pictures later on. And actually, when you get off the vessel, you can approach these the wildlife in the Zodiac boats. So despite the ice and snow, as I mentioned, it's true wilderness. Goway has made this enchanting wilderness very accessible and comfortable. So travelers can say, well, it's too far away, it's too, I'm not an extreme adventurous type of person. But the fact is that the vessels are very comfortable, the vessels are very safe. It's a truly luxurious experience once you're on the vessel. So it makes these kind of facts makes it more accessible to the midpoint sort of traveler who is not a true adventurer, but likes to, step out of their comfort zone a little bit. So for the trips to the Antarctic and the Arctic region, Goway offers a total of 18 trips. I was looking at some other providers, and they don't have such a wide variety as Goway. They range in price, so you can go on the Antarctica cruise for 6 to 8 days for less than $8,000, or you can make a truly epic voyage for 32 days for approximately $45,000, and which includes actually Argentina and New Zealand. So if you look at it that way, it's a great value for money. There's a combination of air and sea travel, which is designed to maximize the guest time on the ground. So we don't want the guests to spend time, in transit or on the boat. The focus is on getting the guests to the destination as quickly, safely as possible, and then on the ground exploring the destination. So I'll just give you two quick examples of the two trips that I mentioned. The first trip is called Air, Land, and Sea to Antarctica. It's 6 to 8 days and less than $8,000, as I mentioned. So these are the basic sort of checkpoints for the trip. You fly from Chile to the South Shetlands, and then you get on board this ship, and you get very up and close and personal, as you can see on this photo in the background, the dramatic landscapes and rich wildlife. You get expert guides and informative lectures, when you're on board as well as when you're on destination. And the ship, as I mentioned, is comfortable and safe. It allows you full views of the destination. You serve delectable meals. And the itinerary is precise, which means that you get like most value from your time, because you're not like wasting time, but at the same time it's flexible, so that if anything arises, it can be changed appropriately. And then the return flight is to Punta Arenas. So the second one is, as I mentioned, the longest trip. It explores the southernmost reaches of the planet, actually, on this epic Antarctica vacation. So you can go from Argentina to New Zealand. You can see on the red line, it starts from New Zealand in this corner on the top left-hand side into Argentina. And then you are actually on a ice cruiser, which is an experience in itself. And then you land on the Antarctic Peninsula, and you visit the remote islands and regions that actually even very few explorers have ever reached. But again, it's all very in the comfort and luxury of the ice cruiser. It's not like we're exploring like a Ralph Amundsen or anything like that. So here we are, the Arctic. These wildlife is more familiar to us. Here we have the reindeer, polar bears, and this beautiful Arctic fox. And these creatures, as I said, these are wonderful. You can get up close and personal with them. In the wildlife Antarctic, the emperor penguin, of course, is an iconic symbol of Antarctica. And as well as this, we have this lovely seal. So this wildlife, actually, it's you cannot see anywhere else in the world. And you can see penguins, whales, and seabirds, and as well as a wandering albatross in the Antarctica. So a truly unique experience. So for Goway, like it has been just this year, it has received a lot of industry recognition. The Bruce Hodge received the William H. Baxter Lifetime Achievement Award, so that I thought that was, pertinent to mention for this presentation. And also the favorite tour operator for Africa and Asia Pacific regions, Baxter Media Agent's Choice Award, Gold Award for Best Vacation Packager, Silver Award for Best Escorted Tour Operator, and Valued Partner Award from the Children's Wish Foundation. So for me personally, I feel this is very valuable. It feels like this company, Goway, is committed to the community within which we live, and they're a good corporate citizen, which is, I think, for the type of travelers that we attract, these kind of things, as I said, they make a difference. So if two companies are equal, they're more likely to choose a company that has a conscience. That's for me, it's important as a hospitality professional moving forward in my career. Also, Afar, the wonderful luxury travel magazine, as my audience must be aware of. So it got the Choice Award for 2008, the best cultural trip, Singapore to Bangkok luxury train experience. So even, if I just showed you this slide, it shows the vast range of experience that the company has in providing all types of travel experiences to all types of travelers. So that's it for my presentation. Again, my name is Zizi. Those are my initials. I'm a student at George Brown College. I'm in my final semester for my degree program, which is the BBA in hospitality. Thank you so much for your attention. And I would love any questions if anyone has any questions.
Thank you so much, Zizi.
Thank you.
So we'll allow a few minutes for people to submit any questions that they may have.
Okay. Shall I go to the top of the presentation? Shall I stay on this screen?
Oh yeah, you could just stay on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So Joanne asks,
yes.
Hi Zohrain, what did you learn from researching this unique destination and related products that will help you in industry communications?
Thank you, Joanne, for the question. It's Joanne, right?
That's right.
Okay. So I learned that the best way to present this trip is to present it as a very accessible destination. Speaking from my own personal experience, I like a more guided tour, and I think of myself as an urban tourist, and I don't, I'm not an extreme adventure type of person, but learning about this destination and the way that these trips are designed, I feel that definitely this is, more accessible than I had previously imagined. So that was a very valuable takeaway for me.
Great, thank you. And she also says, well done on your organized presentation.
Oh.
What age do you think are the demographics going to this region?
Joanne, thank you. I feel like for the longer trip, definitely it's a commitment for time as well as money. And so it's important that the type of demographic we are attracting, maybe they're not, in their early 30s. Maybe they care more about comfort, and they care, more about what are the guided tour options available. And so for that longer trip, I think definitely we're looking at a demographic that may be slightly older, just because they have the time and the resources available to undertake that trip. And so for that reason, my theme was embrace the unknown, and also focusing on the comfort, the luxury, and safety aspects of the trip, so that, it's okay if you've never done this type of trip before. If you haven't been, zip lining in the Amazon, we've got you. We will take care of you. And also, as I said, this Goway has the most variety amongst all of the companies that I researched. And so the trip that is, 6 to 8 days, again, great value for money, less than $8,000, you can undertake that trip. So that will be focused, I think, more towards an adventuresome, 30s person. Or couple or family. So I think there is great variety depending on who you are.
Great, thank you, Zizi.
Mm-hmm.
And Zizi, what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when preparing for this webinar?
I think the biggest challenge I faced was I said, oh, why didn't they give me a destination I've been to before? So that was a challenge. But as I said, and that's why I focused on that theme, that you embrace the unknown and, you go a little bit out of your comfort zone. And when you do, you see that, oh my God, it's not that unfamiliar at all. It's just that I need to change my perspective. And so I think that is a great way to present this trip to travelers who are, a little bit open. And then when you see that little chink, you see that you can communicate with them and get through to them. And so I found that my biggest challenge and familiarity turned out to be, my the way in which I approached this trip, and that was very, very gratifying for me.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you.
So I do believe that's it for the questions today, but I'd like to thank everyone that tuned into the webinar today. Thank you everyone for taking time out of your day. And Zizi, thank you so much for your great presentation.
Thank you so much, Dan. Dan, would you like me to email this presentation to you?
No, that's okay. We've recorded it from start to finish.
Oh,
so
of course.
Yes,
okay.
That's right. So we will have it archived on our end.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for your attention. Thank you, Joanne, for your questions.
Thank you, Zizi, and thank you for participating in BSAP 2019. We'll be in touch.
Thank you so much. Please have a good day, everyone.
You too. Take care.
Take care.